Hi guys, I'm just over. I haven't had a chance to put on makeup or change. I'm still wearing my Christmas pajamas. It's the 23rd of February. It's 7:30 in the morning, but I had no chance to put on the makeup. So anyway, I am halfway through day 7 of my water only fast. I am drinking black coffee, which some people don't advise, but I definitely would find it very hard to be motivated without it. I woke up this morning and I felt like really low energy and stuff. But now I've been up about maybe an hour. I actually feel fine now. It's the waking up in the morning twice now that I have found I didn't have a headache or anything, which was great. One day I had a headache. Day 2 and 3 were the worst, and that's the hard thing about fasting. It's the early part is really hard. The later parts, like day 4, day 5, day 6, no hunger, not even a desire for, I think I'm going to be hungry today. But the reason I kept going, I was saying had an accidental 36-hour fast. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it to 36 hours. And then I felt so good. Often day 1 is actually okay. Day 1.5, it's often okay. You feel really good because it's not really that long, especially because I've fasted before and I do the ketogenic diet leading into the fast, and I'd already gone down to OMAD, which means I was almost fasting for 24 hours a day for a couple of days anyway. OMAD means 1 meal a day. So then it hits you kind of day 2, kind of halfway through day 1.5. It hits you that whatever kind of toxins or shit or last bit of food is going out, and you're making the switch from the food you ingest. So we have 2 fuel sources for the human body. We have the food you ingest, which is like what we normally use. That's why a lot of us don't lose weight when we want to, because we're ingesting too many calories, let's say. And then you need to switch over to fat burning only when you're fasting, because there is nothing coming in. So your body is taking the fat from or all around your body. And when that's happening, for no matter how many times you fasted, and I fasted a good few times, I've done up to a 10-day water fast. I When you're fasting, it still occurs every time that the switch over. So you have a bad day that day or bad 2 days. I had a kind of a bad day and a half, and where you're kind of feeling low energy and crappy, and you might have a headache, and it's just like not really that nice, and that puts a lot of people off. But the reason I kept going then, because I was feeling great then after that. I didn't really feel like giving up then because I wasn't particularly hungry and I knew I could get through it, but I did feel like giving up, yeah, let's be honest, a few times. But then I kept going, and then I said, you know what, I've done a lot of research on fasting, and I did more because I had so much free time, sure, because I'm not eating. I read a lot, and after 7 days is the magic number. They've done loads of different research. If you're going to do a shorter long fast, get into 4 days, because the absolute brilliance happens after the 3rd day. They've done a bit of research on this, and it's upsetting, I suppose, in one way, because you're like, oh God, all that effort. But once you get into the 3rd or 4th day, the end of the 3rd day, the 4th day, the 5th, you're not hungry. Your body is completely now operating on its own fat. So that's called ketosis. So what happens is, and you may find that you'll be weeing a lot, and you may still find that you're pooping a little bit, and you'll be saying, oh, there's nothing coming in. But your body is taking fat out of storage, it's processing in the liver, it's turning it into glucose and ketones, and there still might be some waste material. So you might have that's fine, that's normal, It'll be a bit, you see, these things are surprising when you first fast, but because this is, my 5th or 6th prolonged fast. Now, a prolonged fast is kind of 2 days, 3 days. I did a 3-day fast, 5-day fast, 7-day fast, 10-day fast. So this is my 5th. So I'm halfway through day 7. Still not hungry, but the psychological pressure of eating, because people are eating everywhere, because it's such a social thing in our culture. Naturally, every culture, What am I saying? As if the Irish are the only ones that are eating constantly. It's such a social thing in our culture that I am psychologically struggling. And I do find myself, when I'm watching TikTok, I do find myself pausing over the food TikToks a little longer than normal. So, brain sharpness, perfect. Definitely more groggy in the morning this morning, not the other mornings. And yesterday I did a lot of walking, and I actually have a pain in my left hip this morning, and I think it's because of the extra walking and the fasting together, because that would not normally. You definitely have to watch your exercise that you're not overdoing it. I take a lot of salt and electrolytes. I take potassium, I take magnesium, and I also take all of my supplements. Um, I have learned that from my previous fast, the very first fast I did, longer fast, I had a kind of a weakness, a 3 day fast it was. And I immediately ate a bar of chocolate, which is why that fast ended so early. I was on the third day and I had a kind of, I was trying to clean the windows and I had a weakness and I was like, Jesus. Immediately thought it was blood sugar, but actually it was salt. I did more research. So sodium is so important when you're fasting. And I found a couple of times when I was feeling a little bit low, I grind the salt into my mouth. Some people put it in water. Like the least amount of steps to get to the destination possible is my view on things. So I just grind it into my mouth. Then I drink some water to wash it down. And then I take a potassium tablet and a magnesium tablet. And I used to take a potassium and magnesium tablet once a day. I now take them 3 or 4 times a day. And I continue to take my supplements, all of them, which is about 15 other tablets, multivitamins, blah, blah, blah. See you soon, guys. Take care.